Hey everyone, Felix from Nintendo Life here, and if you're not that familiar with Nintendo Life, with this YouTube channel, and you just tune in from time to time, you might not be aware that there's also a Nintendo Life website where we cover all sorts of Nintendo related content like reviews, guides, and of course also news. Now we do sometimes report on what the editorial staff also reports on over on our website, but most of the time, unfortunately, the news is just not big enough or substantial enough that we can make an entire video about it. But there is still so many news articles that go out with cool little bits of information, and I thought that it would be really cool to collect a lot of those articles and put them into this video and just talk about the coolest one from the last week. So the way that this will work is that we will start from the back. We'll start on Tuesday 26th and then go all the way to today. But so that you don't have to wait until today's news all the way at the end of the video, we'll just do today. Today, actually. The biggest news, I would say, today is that Hollow Knight Silksong's price has been announced. Damian McFerrin and Liam Doolan has over the last couple of days covered the Hollow Knight Silksong price thing that's been going on. GameStop had leaked the price and, well, people were just taking that at face value. Some people were a bit more skeptical. Is this just a placeholder text? Well, it's finally been confirmed by Team Cherry, not only the price, but also the release time on September 4th, 7 AM PT, 10 AM ET, 4 PM CEST, and 11 PM JST. So now you know when you can sit ready to dive right into the game. But more importantly, what is the price of this game that we've been waiting 7 years for? I mean, they could charge whatever they want, but Team Cherry have been very generous, and they're only charging $20, 20 euros, or 2,300 yen. Now, for me, those prices don't really make sense unless I convert them into Danish kroner, which is around 150 kroner. And that is when it hit me. Wow, this is insanely cheap. Now, like I said, they could be charging whatever they want, but instead, they're charging such a low price that you could be tempted to buy it for yourself and maybe also a friend who can't afford it or is just on the tippity toes and you just want to be like, hey, let's play this like at the same time and then we can talk about it. I think that's commendable work by Team Cherry, and I absolutely can't wait to dive into this. Well, in my instance, is at 4 PM. But let's move on with the news. We also have another thing today, an article by Ollie Reynolds, and this is our rumors. I know it's not news, but it's still quite cool, and I thought I'd just mention it so you're all aware. Another claim points to a Nintendo Direct this month. Ollie says, last week it was claimed that a Nintendo Direct would take place this month on the 12th of September via a post from a Switch Force on X. Now, this alone wouldn't be much cause for alarm, but VGC has also corroborated this and stated that its own sources have made mention of a Direct on this time. Adding to the fuel, Nate the Hate, a YouTuber/podcast host who has accurately predicted several Nintendo Direct presentations in the past, has now stated that a Direct will indeed take place in September. In an effort to seemingly give himself a little room for error, however, Nate the Hate has said that the showcase will take place in the second week of the month in the latter half on, or around September 11th or 12th. So yeah, not the most crazy prediction or anything like that. A Direct in September, we've seen it many times before. And we also have the anniversary of the Super Mario Bros. Game, which is turning 40, believe it or not. And that is September 13. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what's going on there. It does point towards that something is happening there, but we've also had many rumors before about a Nintendo Direct happening here and there, and then it just not really happening. So take it with a grain of salt. And now with the news stories of today, let's go back to August 26th, which is the Tuesday. We're not taking the Monday because we're taking the Monday from today, and that's the week. It's a bit unconventional. I'm sorry about that. Maybe we'll refine the format if this ends up being something cool. But yeah, the first news story of Tuesday, the 26th, it's by Liam Doolan, and it's that Nintendo's new Hello Mario app is now available on Switch. Now, unfortunately, it is only available in Japanese. So yeah, but this is an app for like children and adults where you can play around with Mario's face. And yeah, I think it looks quite fun. Unfortunately, I don't have a Japanese account, so I can't download it. And also, a thing to note, it's only in handheld mode if you do have a Japanese account and are thinking of getting it. Maybe we'll get an English release down the road. We'll see. And to follow up with the Hello Mario app news, there's also another news story by Liam Doolan, and that is that there's now some stop-motion Mario shorts out, and it's really cool. It's these three. They're really, I mean, they're silly good fun. Made for children, but I still enjoyed them. because yeah, they're really well made. I implore you to check them out. All the news stories will be down in the description below, so don't worry about that. It will all be there for you to check out. Now, this next news article is also regarding Silksong, and that is that, well, the Dark DT2 devs stands firm against Silksong, saying we are not delaying. Now, this article by Ollie Reynolds reports that the Dark DT2 developers have come out and said, and I quote, that Hollow Knight Silksong finally has a release date notification was not as fun for me as I'd hoped, given that my own indie game releases on Switch on that same day. That being said, we are not delaying Dark DT2's Switch release, and pre-orders are still open as we speak. Ollie also writes in his article that games like Demon School, Terra Lucis, and Clover Pit all are shifting their release dates to avoid Team Cherry's upcoming behemoth. So yeah, it does make it's kind of like GTA. People were waiting to see, oh, when does GTA come out? Is it coming out this year? And then when it was not, then people who were releasing games this year could finally breathe out, and it was all nice and tight. Another news article by Ollie Reynolds is about Hitman and its new update on Switch 2, which makes the frame rate a lot more stable. They have added a new mode which basically locks the frame rate at 30, and Ollie says after trying it out that it is a lot more just nice and comfortable to play, because the frame rate was a bit rough when it was hovering. It was trying to hit 60, and yeah, it just couldn't do that. So if you're looking to try the game, now is a better time than it was before. Now we're going to move on to the next day, Wednesday the 27th, and here well, the first news story is that Nintendo's subsidiary WarpStar Inc. has been renamed to Nintendo Stars. Ollie Reynolds writes as follows. Nintendo has announced that it is renaming its subsidiary company WarpStar Inc. to Nintendo Stars Inc. following its consolidation earlier this year. WarpStar Inc., founded on the 31st of July 2001, had previously been a joint venture between Nintendo and HAL Laboratory to oversee the Kirby franchise, expanding into other mediums such as the Kirby Right Back At Ya anime series back in 2001. It became an official subsidiary of Nintendo on the 1st of April 2025. As for its function going forward, Nintendo Stars will be responsible for, quote, the ancillary use business tied to films that feature Nintendo intellectual property. In simpler words, then, it'll focus on the expansion of movie adaptations into other ventures, such as events, merchandise, licensing, that sort of thing. So yeah, it looks like Nintendo will be pushing more into the movie market, which is really cool to see, because yeah, the Mario movie was great. I am excited to see what the Zelda movie has in store. That one I feel like will be make or break, at least for live action stuff. So yeah, hope they can nail that one. Another news story is that Switch 2 sales in the US are outpacing the original console by 75%. Ollie Reynolds writes as follows. In a post on Blue Sky, Piscatella confirmed that the Switch 2 sales have now surpassed 2 million in the US. Not only that, but the console is currently outpacing the current Switch by 75%. That's wild. According to Nintendo's most recent financial release, the console surpassed a total of 6 million sales worldwide in 7 weeks following the launch. 75%, that is a lot. Now, back then we were also coming from the Wii U, so the Nintendo player base was a lot smaller as a result, and also just the buzz around the Nintendo Switch. Of course, it was a big new thing, but it wasn't the successor to a big new thing. Now, the Switch 2, I feel like it'll be faster. It'll sell a lot better in the start, and then it'll kind of plateau a little bit. I don't know if it'll surpass the Switch because it had Corona with all that, and Animal Crossing came out at the right time. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to see. But 75%, that is a lot. So yeah, another thing to also to take into account is that back then, at least not in Denmark, but in the US and stuff, it was quite hard to find a Switch. So sales could have been higher if they knew demand would be that big. Where here with the Switch 2, although it was sold out in a lot of places, yeah, a lot more people could get their hands on the console. Now, this next story is by Jim Norman, and that is that No Man's Sky's Voyages update lets you design and build your own spaceship. I've not played a lot of No Man's Sky, but it's really cool to see that it is still getting new updates to this very day. Now, moving on to Thursday 28th, and we have 3 news stories to go over there. One of them is Square Enix confirms Final Fantasy VII Remake integrate runs at a stable 30 frames per second on Switch 2. Now, I just want to say I completely apologize for wrongly saying when I had played it at Gamescom, I said, oh, this is running at 60. It just feels so good. I should have not have said that. I should have just said it runs really smooth because, yeah, it fooled me. And I'm so sorry for coming out. And yeah, I really, really apologize for spreading misinformation. It wasn't my intention. It's running at 30. And if you think, oh, that's awful, no, it feels fantastic. The motion blur is really doing wonders. Now, this is an update to Alarmo, and Liam Doolan also writes, Nintendo Alarmo is getting a Kirby-themed update. Nintendo has said, and I quote, there will be 7 new alarms, including songs from Starry World. Please wait for further announcements regarding the release date of the alarms. So yeah, if you have an Alarmo like me, well, you can be excited for that coming in the future. Don't really know when that is coming, but I personally, when I saw this news, I was really, really excited. I went in and tried to update it, and they were not there. Because, yeah, they're coming in the future. Oh, this is an interesting one. Fitness Boxing 2 to be removed from the eShop this November by Alana Higgs. She says, Nintendo has announced that Fitness Boxing 2 will be taken down from the eShop later this year. On the 23rd of November 2025, at 11:59 p.m. local time, it will no longer be possible to buy the Nintendo-published game from the digital storefront. If you already own the game digitally, you'll be able to re-download it. Alana also follows up saying no reason has been given for the removal, but fans speculate that it's due to the licenses in some of the in-game music running out. This also happened with the first fitness boxing game back in 2023, but just like that game, you can also pick up a physical copy. Presumably, Fitness Boxing 3 is safe for now, but given that this has happened with the first 2 games, it wouldn't be surprising if 3 was removed later down the line. Yeah, it's not really that nice when games just disappear from the digital storefront. I mean, that's a reason why so many people want to go physical, because, yeah, it's just... they can't take that copy away from you. You can play it for all times. Of course, they say that you can still download it afterwards, but yeah, it's a shame. Obviously, there is a physical, so you can still go get that. But there has been games in the past, like Attack of the Friday Monsters on the 3DS as a game I got to buy right before the 3DS eShop closed, and that was an eShop exclusive, so you can't buy it anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, not the best thing, but yeah, now you know about that. And with that, let's move on to Friday the 29th. And we don't have a lot here, but there's a really cool news story that I do want to cover, and that is that CD Projekt Red reveals 75% of Cyberpunk 2077 Switch 2 sales were physical in the opening month. The article by Liam Doolan also features, well, a graph that CD Projekt Red has provided, and it's really cool to see. Now, CD Projekt Red were one of the only ones that were actually having the full game on the cartridge at launch on Switch 2. So, but I was still really surprised to see that the number was that high, that so many people opted for physical. But yeah, if you wanted a physical Switch 2 collection, CD, like a Cyberpunk, was one of the only games that you could really get. So yeah, it does make sense. And I think it's really, really cool to see. Props to CD Projekt Red for actually opting for this 64 gigabytes cartridge, so they could have the whole game on it, which is something, yeah, people, the companies that are doing keycards, you could learn something from it. And hopefully this is an incentivizer to actually put your games on the cards. So yeah, I think that's a really good case towards physical games in the future. And the only other thing there was another article by Liam Doolan, and that is just, in case you missed it, Nintendo reminds us again that Switch game vouchers won't be sold after January 2026. So just a little heads up in case maybe you didn't know that. But yeah, game vouchers are unfortunately going away, so get them while you can. Now, Saturday didn't have a lot of cool stories. The biggest one was that, well, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake has gone gold. So yeah, we are still looking for that October 30th release date. And on Sunday, we do have some really cool stories. The first one is the Nintendo Life eShop Selects. Now, this is something we do on Nintendo Life, where all of the staff members that work on Nintendo Life, on the website and the YouTube channel, well, we will vote on our favorite eShop games. And yeah, I thought I'd just go over the top 3 in the month of August. We have Tiny Bookshop, then on the second place we have Road Warren, and on the first place we have UFO 50. Now, I just want to take this quick opportunity to just say, please go out and buy UFO 50. It is such a cool game. I've played over 25 hours of it so far, and there's still so much left to uncover. I think I've kind of beat 5 games, but you can beat them even more by doing a cherry, which I've done on 3 games or something. I'm really having a lot of fun on Party House right now, on Avianos, the dinosaur strategy game. And what more? Oh yeah, what is it called? It's the successor to Valkyries, you have the same character there. Overbold, I think that's what it's called. So yeah, it's 50 games in one game, if you didn't already know. So yeah, please do check it out. They spent 8 years on it, and it really shows it's a piece of art. One thing that I thought was really crazy, well, I don't know if it's crazy, but Stardew Valley creator announces version 1.7 update. It's happening. Liam Doolin, who wrote this article, says fans of the hugely successful farming and lifestyle sim Stardew Valley can look forward to another major update in the future. The creator Eric Concerned Ape Barone actually shared this news at the Stardew Valley concert this week and has now followed this up with an announcement on social media. In brief, a Stardew Valley version 1.7 update is happening, and here's what Concerned Ape said. Okay, I revealed this at the concert last night, and now the cat is out of the bag, so I will confirm for everyone, there will be a Stardew Valley 1.7 update. No release date, no estimate, but it's happening. So that of course is really exciting, but also what's happening with Haunted Chocolatier. Maybe he's just saying, yes, there will be more Stardew Valley, but I have to finish Haunted Chocolatier first. Yeah, it'll be exciting to see what the future holds. But personally, well, I have played Stardew Valley over 100 hours. I'm good. I'm good with Stardew Valley. I just would love to play Haunted Chocolatier. And that was all the news. I hope that there was some cool news that you might have missed. I don't hope that you missed it, but I hope that if you missed it, that you're now more informed. Let me know what you think of this format, if we should change it up, if we should do more of it. Yeah, obviously it's new, so it's not very evergreen content, but it is fun to do in the moment, and yeah, something I can do kind of every Monday, maybe. Yeah, would love to hear what you think. And don't forget to check out our website, nintendolife.com, where you can find all of these nice articles, well, in written form. I'll leave a link down to them in the description below. All right then, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Felix from Nintendo Life, out.